What is up, everybody? It's your boy here, and I'm gonna review The Haunted World of El Superbeasto. Now, I gotta say, this movie is practically the third best thing Rob Zombies did. I've already reviewed the other two, so. And I gotta say, Haunted World of El Superbeasto is basically just Venture Brothers if Rob Zombie made it. Just with add a bit more R-rated flair to it. With, of course, with the castings like Tom Papa as El Superbeasto, the Lucha Libre superstar, and Susie X is Black Widow Molotov Cocktail's rip-off sister. And I'm gonna say more like Molotov cocktails because they both had the one eye and the huge boobs. And of course with the cartoon, Susie X was a way more sexualized take on it compared to the Adult Swim counterpart. And of course, I mean, this one's for anime films, obviously. This one ain't for kids. I mean, talk about an epic, funny mix of action and horror and comedy. I mean, just from, man, talking about a lot of epic scenes from Susie X whipping off whipping out a bunch of Nazi zombies with to a soundtrack and the zombie Nazis blah 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 blah. Keeps going out every time they do it like a thing where she's got that motorcycle that transforms into like a robo fighting sidekick. Kind of like you could say she's got like her own Terminator or something like that, or a Cylon. And I mean, one that's about like Reservoir's Tin Man, who had a feeling because another thing he ripped off, Rob Zombie kind of ripped off with that one was the horny robot from Robot Chicken. And man, a lot of excellent action scenes with, like I just mentioned, the whole deal with the zombie Nazis, the beginning of the movie where when Super Beasto's in that tricked out '57 Chevy and he runs over Michael Myers, which a lot of references. I can't point too many to point out. Like I just mentioned, Michael Myers of the Halloween franchise. Just this was made shortly after after Rob Zombie did his take on Halloween. Kind of like released somewhere between the first one and the second one, and of course El Superbeasto, an excellent animated masterpiece. Man, talk about how badass, from the Nazi zombies to Paul Giamatti's excellent portrayal of Dr. Satan. Dr. Satan. I mean, just how it goes from right on mad scientist deal to kind of like I'm surprised Rob Zombie wasn't friends with Tim Wilson. I don't know why I said Richmond for. Kind of a mix-up kind of deal. Excuse the mix-up. Tim Wilson, the comedian, because he did because unlike the Firefly trilogy, which was Free from Hell, Devil's Rejects, and House of 1,000 Corpses, Dr. Satan in this was basically gone from high school nerd who basically got his revenge because he couldn't tap Susie X in high school, and of course had to kidnap Velvet Von Black, who became the love interest of our titular hero El Superbeasto, and of course he Superbeasto has to, and Susie X has to go through zombie Nazis and other type deals just to rescue Velvet Von Black. And man, excellent, an excellent portrayal by Rosario Dawson, and very funny too for since Satan was only interested because she had the satanic tattoo that fulfilled a certain prophecy. I mean, this movie's got everything: action, laughs, the cliched horror elements that Rob Zombie fanboys know and love. I mean, woof. I mean, El Superbeasto is basically, and I've already made this point out, but it's basically Venture Brothers as Rob Zombie made it. I mean, where Superbeasto kind of gone from was it like the Lucha Libre thing, even an excellent cameo by Danny Trejo as the leader of the gang. Voice cameo that is, and woof. And acting wise, I'm gonna say best thing Tom Papa's ever done, and the third best thing Sherry Moon Zombie's done third being kind of scratch it out. Second best besides being Baby Firefly. And of course, gotta have the excellent soundtrack with the Zombie Nazi song, and Banjo and Sullivan, and the hilarious Dick Soup, and that's one so called "It's Okay to Jack Off the Cartoons" song. Man, and talk about some laughs. Even lots of funny scenes was like, of course, with El Superbeasto, who was basically Archer as a Lucha Libre wrestler, who's like a narcissist and obsessed with fame. And then, of course, a lot of people like old Giamatti and his excellent portrayal, Dr. Satan, and woof. And an old showdown between Susie X and Velvet Von Black. Talk about an excellent cat fight. And man, I gotta say, what else could I say? Because I give this about a 5 out of 5. And about the third best thing Rob Zombie's done besides the other two were the Firefly trilogy. Alright, y'all. I think that'll do it, and I'll keep dishing out the reviews, and y'all keep watching them and subscribing. Alright, y'all.